What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D. And I tried to warn people earlier with that message I put out earlier about coming here to my city and misbehaving. We had a fight break out at that No Kings rally, the one that was at Clark Park. And let's go into some details about it, because this kind of amused me. It didn't get really bad. It didn't need to. I think just by this happening, the people that were there knew, they understood what time it was, not to get too out of line. But let's see what the Detroit News has to say about it. Now, in fairness, I'm just going to warn y'all, I don't know which way these papers align politically. A lot of times the media is a bit leftist, so if there's some of that jargon in there, just be prepared for that. But we'll see. We'll find out at the same time. It says Detroit police officers broke up a fight Saturday afternoon between protesters and members of a motorcycle club at an event that attracted hundreds. Yeah, these leftoids decided that they would have a fisticuff with a local biker gang here, the Detroit Highwaymen. I mean, you could call a motorcycle club, but I think people just refer to them as motorcycle gang because that's just typically what they're called. I think sometimes they're called clubs just to do away with the stigma of gangs. I guess the name gang, you assume nefarious activities. But let's see. A man with a bloody nose was ushered away by organizers of the No Kings rally at Clark Park in Southwest Detroit. No other details were immediately available. From what I seen, one of the leftoids there, because you know the type. A lot of these wokey, blue and purple haired people, they're used to jumping up in people's face and spouting out their nonsense without getting put on their back. And this wasn't going to be one of those situations where that happens. So a lot of them, they're used to being protected. They think that they can jump in your face and yell and all that all you want, and you are just supposed to just take it or whatever. Many of them are used to talking a bunch of smack online and have never had a physical altercation in real life. And that's what this looked like, because the guy who had the busted up nose, he was really getting a pounding, pause. But he was getting beat down, and he seemed pretty damn helpless. But it says a fight broke out during a No Kings protest in Clark Park after protesters and members of the Detroit Highwaymen clashed. A man suffered visible face injuries and bled. Police presence shortly arrived. To my understanding, there were a couple police there already, which I expected there to be. And then they called for additional, and they kind of come there and broke things up. But says thousands of people gathered across Michigan Saturday to protest President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement policies and what they called his broad authoritarian governance, or whatever the hell, man. These people, today marked the 250th anniversary of the Army, and it also happened to be President Trump's 79th birthday. And because those two just happened to fall on the same day, this was just too much for the leftoids to just let them have it. They want to turn today. They want to overshadow this rare anniversary of our military with, oh, we're mad that you're deporting illegals. So just miss me with this foolishness. And how do these people have time to do this? And the reason why I ask this is because, okay, I understand if you're doing this whole thing with no kings, you're being a paid protester. I get it. That one guy that got his face smashed in, he earned his $200 the hard way. But anyway, as I was saying, how do you have time to do this? Do you people not work? Do you not have jobs? Do you not have responsibilities? Do you not have families to take care of? Like, how do you have time to travel with some organization and be a paid protester? And I'm sorry, $200 a day, to me, that's just not enough money to involve myself in something like this. You know, going from state to state or city to city, doing this sort of thing. But let's see. Okay, yeah, it does say here, Saturday's No Kings protests across the country coincided with a rare military parade in Washington, D.C., conceptualized by Trump to celebrate the U.S. Army's 25th anniversary. The celebration also lands on Trump's 79th birthday, which critics argued echoed the authoritarian tradition of public displaying might. So because today was his birthday and also the anniversary, 250th anniversary of our military, and he wanted to throw an event that happened to cover both. This is a display. You know, the reason why these people's lives suck so bad is because they have nothing better to do than try to pick apart the lives of people that are way better off than they are. And this is why people are way better off than they are. Winners win. Winners focus on winning. It's these losers that focus on winners. Ain't no way in hell I would dedicate a second out of my day to be at one of these damn protests. These protests don't do nothing. You just wasting your damn time. If you want to change something, vote. If you want to change something, get money, fund something. Like, this whole standing outside holding signs, orange man bad. Yes, I kid you not. In Howell, Michigan, which ironically is, to my understanding, like the birthplace of the KKK here in Michigan. I don't think like nationwide, but I think here in Michigan it was like the origin of it here. But regardless, I was sent a picture earlier today of some of these goofballs protesting in Howell, and one of them had a sign that said "Orange Man bad, Orange Man evil," or something like that. What does that change? He still had the military parade. He still had it. So what do you accomplish other than wasting the day? You had a Saturday off and you wasted it standing in 80-degree weather holding a sign that says "Orange Man bad." I cannot imagine a bigger waste of today than doing something like that. So ultimately, there you have it. You have the No Kings demonstrators. They're not so tough when they're challenged by people that actually can fight. You know, these people, they're used to operating when everything is one-sided. They're used to being able to do whatever they want. They were wearing masks, of course. You know, some were showing their face, many weren't. One thing I did notice, none of the bikers were covering their face. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to stand for something, I said this before in a different video, if you're going to stand for something, show your face. Because to me, it's cowardly. Like, how are you standing up for a cause and you too afraid to show your face? How is what you believe to be taken seriously if you're too afraid to put your face with it? You know, I'm never going to understand that. But it is what it is. Dang, my light in here turned off. Oh, well. Anyway, I guess that's a sign to go ahead and wrap up this video. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.